Hey, what is up guys, it's Smike here, and today I have a theory that I think you guys will find pretty interesting. This is based on another theory made by YouTube user Teddy Bear, and I'll leave a link to it in the info below, so go check it out, but in this video you'll hear my own version with my own little twist on it. So let's go pay attention to what happens in Fredbear's family diner during the give cake minigame. Everything seems to be going very well and smooth, and Freddy is giving cake to a bunch of children during a party. However, one kid is locked outside, crying, and he is then killed by a mysterious purple guy who pulls by in a car. So, who is this purple guy, and what do we know about him? Well, first of all, we know that he drives a car, which means that he's probably not a minimum wage worker, which is what most of the employees at the restaurant are. And second of all, we know that he's purple, and you might say, no shit, Smike. But hear me out, why purple out of all colors? We all know that Scott is a master at hiding details, so he probably had some kind of intention when picking this color. So why purple? What does the color purple represent? Well, hands down, the strongest and most common association with the color purple is that of royalty. Throughout history, people in positions of power tend to wear purple. In fact, Queen Elizabeth I forbade anybody except close members of the royal family to wear purple. It was considered a high privilege in many societies. One particularly good example of this is Rome. A white toga with a broad purple stripe on its border was allowed to be worn by some priests and some generals, and sometimes was bestowed upon various people as an honor. Then there is also the toga with lots of purple and a little white that was reserved for kings. And finally, the ultimate toga of full purple, reserved for none other than the gods themselves. Anyway, sorry about that history lesson there. So back to Five Nights at Freddy's. Who do we know in the game who is in a position of power? Phone guy? Not really. The day shift security guard? Nah. The players? Neither. And that leaves us with only one person, somebody who fits the mold pretty well of somebody, associated with power and who's able to afford a car, and someone whose job title in this society is looked up to with so much reverence, not much unlike the emperors of old. Did you guess it yet? I'm talking, of course, about the CEO of Fazbear Entertainment. Now, let me just fill in a few potential gaps that this theory might have. First of all, some of you might say, well, Smike, back when Fredbear's family diner was open, there was no CEO, it was just a local owner. And that's true, but now to prove my next point, let me bring your attention to the dead child during the give cake minigame. Notice that after the child is killed, he is just left there. The purple man doesn't even bother to shove him in the trunk or anything. And in my opinion, that is because he wanted the restaurant to close, because he knew that the obvious bad publicity associated with having a dead child near your restaurant was going to force it to shut down, forcing the original owner to sell it to someone. Which is where the rich purple guy comes in and buys the restaurant, and of course becomes the CEO. All of this in order to create some kind of a death trap for kids, where every once in a while he lures the kids into the back room and then murders them. And also you might raise the point that in the first game on the newspaper it says that the killer was caught and then convicted after being caught on tape. But let's not forget, the CEO has ownership of all the tapes, so even if he was caught on security tape, he could have just destroyed them and then told the police that it was the day shift security guard. Hey there, thanks for watching my little theory video right there. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, why not subscribe for more videos from me? And otherwise, there's 700,000 of you, which is just amazing. Thank you so much, guys. We just hit that. And yeah, today was definitely a good day. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace.